Hello, everybody. This has not been a smooth start to my evening, just to let you know. I had my ISP here today, and they did some upgrade, some repair to the service line coming into the house, hoping that fixed everything. And guess what? During the members pre-stream, oh, bad audio.
That should be better audio. Yeah. I restarted the computer because we did a members only pre-stream and I was testing the changes, hoping that it fixed everything. Guess what? It didn't. We still had issues during the members stream with the slowdown. So I was like, okay, I'm going to run the hardwire. I did that. And then my hardwire connection does not seem to be working. I put Unify equipment in and it's not popping up on the devices on the wired side of anyway, unhappy. So we're still wireless, but that is not the problem. It is actually just the service. It has nothing to do with the wireless, but whatever. There's nothing I can do about it tonight. I'll be pissed off about it, but that's fine. So yeah, and that's where we're at. But tonight, my plan is I'm working on the sign. This is not the one that you saw before. That is a new one, or it's a different one. I got them both at the same time, but I am working on the LED lighting that goes behind it. The one that was on the walls here in front of me, and I've 3D printed all of these parts that go on the back. And these are what hold the LEDs and allow me to route all of the wiring along the whole thing. So I did notice though, during the member stream, that I 3D printed the wrong version of this. The file that I have is correct. I didn't print it for some reason. So, yeah. Anyway, Josh, did you make by a crossover cable? Need a crossover case in case you didn't. I'm going from the new Unify router to this. It worked previously. So I shouldn't need a crossover cable in that situation because it's got a switch on the back. So anyway, yeah. How are you attaching those parts to the sign? Well, double-sided tape, some 3M VHB, and just a lot of it. And I don't really have many concerns about that. VHB is some pretty strong shit. So yeah, that's all I'm going to use. Should be pretty straightforward that way. Yeah. Josh, for us new people, can you tell us how the name? So my name started as Harley 0706 back on the old RC Crawler web forum, and that came from at the time when I made my username. I happened to ride motorcycles, in particular. I never actually owned. My personal bike was never actually a Harley. It used a lot of Harley parts, but it was a Midwest Customs chassis, and then a wrecked Harley is what I created the rest of it. It was a Softail, and it was kind of like a night train, but a version of it. And it was all just pieced together with parts because I was 19. It was a nice bike, good looking bike, but it was all just pieced together. And yeah, that's where it came from. And I shortened it from Harley 07 to 06 to just Harley. And then I was designing stuff, so it was Harley Designs, and that's just how it was. There really wasn't much else to it. It wasn't like a creative you know, a lot of creativity in the idea to why I did that. Oh, I thought that this was a screw up on my print. I've got like a little, that little like edge that's funky. I was like, oh, that print screwed up, but it's not. It's actually a step because of how the I have a crown that goes behind the main part. Anyway, I just noticed that that is actually correct. I just need to clean that up a little bit. So thick. I didn't run support on that part because I forgot that I designed it that way. It's fine. Everything works out. But my plan is tonight, I've already started reprinting the one part that I screwed up with the print. It'll be done in a couple of hours. And then I'll be able to finish everything. So I bought a pre-made LED kit. It's because I was being lazy. And I've already cut to length a section of it to do for one letter. Now this goes on the sign here, and this is what stands the sign off of the wall, and then there should be a glow. It is dimmable. It's got a dimmer control, all that. Hopefully it works out all right. It's an experiment. In the end, I think this sign cost me like $60 from Send Cut Send. It wasn't bad at all. I was shocked at the pricing. I was like, okay. I was, the little ones that I had anodized, these are nearly the same amount of money. So they were like, I don't know, $10 less or something like that. Anyway, okay. I'm going to continue. While I'm reprinting that one, I'm just going to work on the other pieces. So I unraveled all of the LED from the spool already. I created these little cutouts in it with that channel there so that I can, if I need to slightly overestimate the length, I can tuck it into that, and it will save me the headache, because these are cuttable every 2 inches rather than every inch like a lot of them are, especially higher quality LEDs. Ah, shit. It slipped. So I was just trying to make concessions just in case I had to cut a hypothetical corner. Like this one. What do you know? It's about perfect. Cut it that one. Now, it is a situation where I could start to, if I cut this one a little short and I cheated on that side, I'm actually going to cut this back because I'm going to save myself 2 inches of length. I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Because when I calculated the perimeter distance of all of these parts, it was, my mom in here? Hello, Mom. Called you on my way home today. Some are cuttable at each LED. That is true. I have seen some of those as well. Hackshacker, thank you very much. Maybe the second chat will be well, sub fees. Oh, did I miss the first one? I'm sorry, Hackshack. This is like I said, I started off a bit flustered. I did, for your AOL subscription. Can I get that as a disc in the mail? That'd be very helpful. So anyway, calming down slightly. I'm less angry than I was minutes ago, but I'm not angry. Before I wire this, I'm going to, I have to put wire leads on both ends of this. Don't forget that. I've got the solder out. Hey, Josh, thank you, Jimmy Knight. Thanks for joining. taking a bunch of solder off. This is very thin solder. I didn't mean to buy it this thin when I bought it initially. So I usually take it and put it back on itself at least once, sometimes more than once. And then from there, I don't have my drill in here. I've got the DeWalt's though. Let's see if I can get this to spin with this thing. No. I guess I could tape it. I don't really want to tape it. Do I have a clamp? I'm just trying to be lazy. And I don't want to go get my drill. The OmniFix is one of the best things I own for soldering. Dude, the OmniFix, though, is the way. Yes, let's see the origin. I'm not showing my origin yet. Okay. So that'll hold me over for a while. Makes having the thin solder much more usable, even though it's fine for LEDs. It's just more than I really want to screw with at the moment. And the one thing that I noticed is that when I was after one of the live streams with Matt, I'd sent him a photo of my origin previously, so he knew what color it was. But then showing it in this light, it didn't look like that color at all. So I was just like, I don't want to show it that way for the first time in here. I'll let it be in a regular edited video. Especially because if I'm going to make everybody all the type of way about it, I want it to be shown in the most egregious way possible. Okay. Oh, remember I have to do both sides. Is your light going to be a different color for your sign? Is it going to be a different color? It's a warm white is all. No RGB. Okay. Started there. Get a couple lengths of wire. I'm not measuring this, and I definitely don't need it this long, but not important for now. For a nitpick of the origin in the DM or adult pick, for a nitpick. You know what, Mike? I might be able to be bought like that. I'm not above that. I'm not above a bribe. I bet it doesn't really have an origin. I bet it's just a box. You know what? What I could do. I could show it to you in this stream. But if I do it, I'm going to turn the black and white filter on the camera first. Just to be an ass. Red to plus. Please. Okay. You're mean. I'll do it too. No, I'm just black and white. Chassis. Number 6. Back in the box. The rest of it's later. Okay. There's one side, the other. That one. That one. A little bit of tinning of the leaf. So I have my ceiling fan on full blast. It actually is maybe a little strong to be soldering with right now. Definitely noticing it. Did you know the OmniFixo plate will stand vertically with the plastic base for reasons? I did not know. When I bought this, it was like a Kickstarter thing, and they didn't have the accessories that they do now. I would almost buy another one of these things though. It's that good. I like it that much. Okay. Why didn't you get 37? Because I wanted a low number. So I got 6 instead. Black and white, laggy internet, moving in the wrong direction. We're going to go to a 4:3 aspect ratio next rather than 16:9. Okay, we cut this for the L. And like I said, I ended up shorting it for reasons. So I'm going to split the difference a little bit. We're going to go here. Nope. Technically want to go on this side then. Trying to keep the LEDs closer to the sign rather than closer to the wall. It's not that huge of a difference. This is a 8mm wide LED strip, and I think I'm actually only 12 millimeters off the wall, not 13. Who got 1 through 5? So 1 through 10 we kept at the shop. We didn't sell 1 through 10 to anybody. Let's see. Steve has number 1. Brandon has number 2. The other, like, I think 3, 4, and 5 were all black chassis, and I didn't want a black chassis. So I think that they're still sitting there. But those were never going to be sold. So, but yeah, I could have had a lower number if I wanted a black chassis, but clear was the choice that I wanted. Right, there we go. Nice. All right, one more down. So this lead here will go to the previous letter, and then this lead here will go in this slot, like so. So that it doesn't stand off the wall at all. See how it lays flush? That's the, hey, thank you very much, Lee. Much appreciated. What's the story of 37? I don't remember exactly what it was based off of a TV commercial that had to be in like the early 2000s. And it was just like a TV commercial. And I don't remember the full premise. There was just like some people like in a waiting room, and one of the guys in there happened to be like supposedly like a psychic or whatever. And he would just like, he was going to ask somebody what their number was. And he just said 37 before they even started to answer, whatever. Anyway. And it was just like a joke in our family that we were always just like 37, about 37. So I just always use 37 for 20 some odd years. Are you going to put shelves up like the last studio? Not like the last studio, but yes. I've got some shelves that I designed up already. And I have to I'm welding up the uprights myself. And then the shelves, I'm having CNC'd out of some 1-inch Baltic birch over at my friend Bobby Gately. So I've got the design pretty much done. I just have to get it finished up and executed. And then I'll have all the shelves on that whole wall. So yes, but different. We are same, but different. Small hurdles, a little bit at a time, but we'll get there. And in the end, it will all look good. It will all look different. Tell you what, like I went back and watched some of the videos from the old studio, like as it progressed. Like the very first video I did in there, it was just like this white room, and it was so wild to see like from then to the next one. Do you have that in the back window of the vet? I do not. I do not have any stickers on there. Yeah. So, Light Flex having Bobby Gately's help. I was over there yesterday helping him out with some stuff, and I just haven't got around to working on that side of things. It's fun to go over there and work on projects with him, and we've been friends for a handful of years now, and I leverage his CNC at times, and I help him with all the rest of the stuff that he needs help with, and just keep moving forward. He's been I helped him, like it's actually been a lot of fun because I just got a chance to work on a lot of other types of projects that I don't work on typically. He came up with, he wanted to do his own subwoofer baskets, and those are all cast. And a lot of those subwoofer companies, the big companies, just use a generic off-the-shelf casting. So he didn't want to do that. So we got to work and designed up the basket and had tooling done and made, and super cool. Not something I typically do. And then worked on his new Neo motor magnet subs, which are wild. So much fun. Hate from Walmart. What are you in Walmart for, Toxic? Get out of there. Okay. This one also needs 2 leads. Let's play that game again. What temp do you solder at? So I use a soldering iron called a Thermaltronics. It's like a, I don't know, something 2000. And it's not like a normal soldering station. It doesn't actually have a thermal control knob. It works on like a different type of setup. The like my iron is off right now. It goes in a little like stand, and it's got a contact on there, and so it's off. Like right now, I could touch it. I'm not going to, but I could touch it, and it would be fine. And then as soon as I pull it out of there, you see how long it takes to get to heat up, and then touch it, and then you put it away, and it's back to cool. It's just a wild little unit. It makes soldering a completely different task than when I used to use just like a regular soldering station. It was expensive, but worth it, in my opinion. Don't get product on us now. I don't remember what it was called. I just remember I bought it, and I was blown away. So right now, if I touch it, the solder doesn't melt yet, but now it does. Answer is I don't know what temperature. Yeah, it's one of those. It will constantly adjust. Like if you're using heavy stuff, it will ramp up the amperage to keep you at constant temperatures rather than like sucking energy out of it. It uses something called Curry heat technology, and I don't know what that is, but it's what it does. It's what they use in like electronics labs. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but let me tell you, I had let's see, what soldering stations did I have before this? I had a Weller, I had a Heiko, and I had a Checkpoint. And I got rid of all of them immediately. I still have my Hako, however we're going to say it, and I modified it to only be used for like heat set inserts in 3D printing. Something I rarely use, but when I do, it's set up for. Okay, so positive side. Let's see. Is that what it was? an expensive soldering station. Can't keep my eye. I'm gonna rip Jack's fun car tomorrow on the beach. Well, have fun with that. Were you the one who let Tony borrow it? If so, I don't know about that guy. Better be careful. Have you heard Steve Mead's home audio setup Gately and him did? Absolutely insane, and I love it. Yeah, it's got like a 24-inch sub or something like that. It's pretty wild. I was Bobby's 50th birthday was a couple of weeks ago, and I had only met Steve I think maybe once before, but got the chance to hang out for a while a couple weeks ago. It was a good time. But I have not been to his shop, or I've only just seen his like his social media posts about the system. But his shop is actually right by our shop. It's only maybe a mile or so away from the shop at Vanquish. So, yeah. It has 233. Jesus Christ. I knew it was something so like absolutely ridiculous. I'll bring the Funko to Proline for you to drive. I'm in. I am in. Hey, Sean Lewis made it. I really appreciate the shout out on the last video. Glad to see at least. Hey, you know what? No problem. And I appreciated your video on the body mount. I just did for everybody who doesn't. Sean had a video on how to mount the scale reflex body mounts on the drift car stuff. Since I'd never really done it before, I was just like, well, let's see if there's any like tricks to making this easier. It's like, how hard can it be? But if there's a trick that I don't know, let's look. Found had a good number of views on the top. I was like, let's go to that. Had some cool tricks with using some extra magnets. I was like, easy. It was just a well done video. There you go. Bob's your mother's brother. So yeah, thank you for that. That was quite helpful. Other than I didn't use VHB, I used some other 3M double side, and it didn't hold on one of them. I think I didn't clean the body. Well, I didn't clean the body at all. I was gonna say I didn't clean it very well, which is still true, but I didn't clean it at all. So. All right. Thermaltronics. Yes, that's what it's called. And I don't. There it is. TMT 2000S. That's why I could not remember the full name. I should have remembered. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh wait, Teenage Mutant Turtles. No, they're not ninjas anymore. Knees are bad. Don't be ninja things that don't need ninja. Okay. And let's see. You were close with something. I was like something 2000. I don't know. So I've never heard anyone say Bob's your uncle just like you did. Robert's your mother's brother. Bob's your mother's brother. Either way. I don't know who I heard say that first. I feel like that's a very old twist to that saying. Okay. Do this jobby again. Hey, does anybody know what time qualifying is this weekend? It's Bahrain, so I assume that it's a typical Saturday qualifying, but I don't know when. We're not talking F1. I'm just asking for some scheduling. This is the right letter, right? Yeah. I'm gonna have more design work in this silly sign. And then in the end, it's like I'm gonna hate it or something. It's not gonna look how I wanted to. Let's see. 7:55 a.m. Saturday. What time zone is that? Is that our time? Is that my time zone? I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so that would be no, that wouldn't be right my time. I gotta. That doesn't have. Someone give me a Pacific time for when qualifying starts. Go. All right. Have some glowy letters. And do I only have one left? Well, technically two, but one of them is wrong. How much LED do I have? I think we're going to get there. It starts at something o'clock. 10 a.m. specific. I've been doing custom car audio builds for 15 years as a side hustle, along with the woodworking and many other things. Some builds on YouTube, other than my old channel, which was loud but slow. Nice. I do. Qualifies 9 p.m. or Pacific Standard Time. Thank you very much, or race in case. Fishbill, there's something I love about car audio still. Just can't escape it, no matter how old I get. Looked yesterday a little bit for the first time at what I'm going to be able to fit in the back of the Corvette without losing too much space. And I won't lose the ability to hold the targa top. That is very important to me. I want to be able to take the targa off and still store it in the back. So that is the biggest hurdle. Okay, we're going to cut it at that one. Now, my calculations are correct. I should have almost exactly the right amount on this to work here. Who wants to see how close I am? Because I know that I do. I was technically supposed to be like 7 inches short, and I gained 2 inches back on the that one, and then I've gained a little bit on the cutout of each one as we've gone. So I feel like it should be as close to perfect as I could estimate with CAD and eyeball calibration. I don't know. This flippy floppy around exercise is quite annoying, but oh, it slipped a little bit. It couldn't have affected me that much. Oh shit. Oh my god, look at that. Right there comes to right there. That little yes. Woo! Ric Flair. Oh man. That's a victory, folks. I'll take that all day. Calibrated eyeball. You going to give that sign? Well, Wolfie, there's one problem. This here is misprinted. I printed the wrong goddamn file. It's supposed to have an area right here like this. Wrong eye. That one. So that it could be hung from it. This has got a draft in it so that it wants to like kind of like a French cleat down onto it. But unfortunately, I didn't print that one. So it is printing now downstairs on the H2D. This one is useless. I should test or check the progress of said print just to make sure everything's started. I will say the camera on this new printer is pretty amazing. No. Oh, wait. It had a weird warning, but it's fine. It said there was something covering the nozzle at first, but it must have cleared that. So, see the it's a good camera on this one. The one in the X1 Carbon is fine. You can see what's going on, but this one is quite good. You forgot a letter. I didn't forget a letter, did I? That one that's wrong is 2 letters. This is both the A and the R. As you can see here. See? A and R. And then this is part of the crown. So this kind of backlights the crown. A, R. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? Speaking, I need to go change mine out. Hey Josh, have you seen the new Bamboo Lab printer, or is that the printer you have now? That is the one that is printing now. So that is the new H2D. I've got the X1 Carbon in here and the new H2D down in the garage. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm digging it. I've probably only got like, I think the little screen. The new screen has got a bunch. It's got like an AI little bot on it that tells you some stuff. It gives you. It's pretty cool. Oh, I need to solder onto this first. Only on one side, though. One side only. Because it's the last letter. Oh, actually, no, I don't have to solder on it. I need to solder it to this one. Yes. Ish. So I need to do some estimating to make sure. Because it goes like this, and it goes to there, and then this goes to there. So I need this cut to about that point. Let's give myself a little bit more slack. Let's cut that right there. Okay. we still need to get this end tinned. Where am I feeding this from? What do you see most on this? I should feed it from the H side, which that end is on here, which is on the AR. So I need to recycle this onto that. Or could I do it in the middle? I could. Oh, that's extra. No, I don't need to do that. I don't need to overcomplicate this. I'll just tack it onto the end of that. We'll be fine. Or I can put it over here. Yeah, it's come down. Will you see that? Experiment. Experimenting time. Hold, please. I mean, I could always change this. I bought this to be lazy. I don't want to change it out. Hold, please. This ain't no Mickey Mouse program. Shit. Ooh, that's. I think if it's held tight, can you see it between there? Need black wire. I need black wire. I think that I can perfectly hide the white wire and you won't see it. But I would be able to see it when I walk past it. Do I have enough black wire? Thin gauge black wire. What is this? 14 gauge. I don't have enough black in there. That's too heavy. I could probably just order it. Spray paint it black? Ugh. I don't want to spray paint it. For one, that's a lot of heat shrink. Let's just I'm thinking, 18 gauge would be 18 gauge black silicone wire. I can have it here tomorrow for 100 feet. Okay. Good enough. So check out. All right, there we go. Be here tomorrow. Your brain is raining so hard your internet went blurry. God damn it. I'll probably wire this up so that I can at least see it. Because why not? You need to have more than one wire for it, though. I know I'd double it up. I can handle that. But 100 feet is more than enough. And I don't want to use like the, connected pair if it's black and red. Because I don't want to see the red. Now, they do have the, you know what they have? They have the covers for these the middle slats. Still be able to see the white box. Yeah, but I can print a little holder for that to get it tucked. Like I'll put it like right underneath. Oh, actually I could print a cover for the whole thing. See? Yeah, I'll make a cover. It'll be fine. We'll make it look good. What was I doing? This one. ADHD brain tonight, guys. It's been a week. I'll tell you that. Let's see. Or just buy a black power supply. I bought this pre-made kit because I was trying to be lazy. Now instead, I'm going to spend time in CAD designing up a cover, which will take me literally minutes, but still. Go. ADHD brain since 1974. STL Sunday, a box. Also, a YouTube short. It's rude, Phoenix. It's super, super rude. Yep, you can. Yep, you can print a cover. I forget where I got the fight. You can design yourself. Yeah, it's super quick CAD job. You'll get that in these big jobs. Okay. Now that these are connected, it makes it a little bit more of a pain in the ass, but that's fine. Because I can't flip the parts around all willy-nilly like I was. I can still kind of spin it around. Ridiculous. So the other parts are printing now. They'll be done in a couple of hours. Then I can finish up the last of that wiring. Also, I've got the sign in front of one of the signs here in front of me, but the one on the wall is one that I spray painted tonight. The one that's here on the table right now is the one that has been on the wall. Okay. almost home. Here we go. Sick. That's done. That's done. So now I just have to get all the parts attached to that sign and the rest of the wire routing. God damn it. Remember how I remembered that I didn't need to wire an extra one on that one, but I didn't here. So I double wired this thing. So I got a wire there and a wire here already. Son of a bitch. Whatever. Okay. Most of the work that I can get done here now is done, at least. So what I would like to kind of see, at least, is some sort of idea of what this is going to look like. What are these? Suppose this runs at 3 volts or 5 volts? Probably 5, right? For white LED. Output 24 volts. What? There's no way that's correct. It should be 5 volts, right? Why the hell does this say 24 volts output at 2 amps? Cannot be right. Maybe it's K. 1.21 gigawatts. Okay. Well, that's the thing for another time. I don't want that to go the way that could go on a live video. So it's fine. Anyway, okay. This is the one for the other letter that's missing. We'll see to that later. Put my solder away. We'll get to something even less productive than I just was. Although that was somewhat productive. That went fairly well. Someone say gigawatt. Smoke shows are awesome. I would rather not on a live video. Now I do have the Rockabilly that needs some wiring. I needed to put the JST onto this so that I could finish the rest of the wiring. I'm just shoving shit in here at the moment. So this, what was this coming from? Oh, was it for the what did I need it for? That's wired. There's the JST. Oh, I wanted to put a JST on the BEC? Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right. Is that the Rockabilly? This is the Rockabilly. Can you imagine if you're in a Christmas lights competition? Yeah, it would be fine. So, okay, there's that. My receiver is here. That is plugged in. I just need to get that wired. You guys remember on Mail Call some time ago, I had a whole big pack of got them. The lights aren't twinkling. So we need the male side. So I need to put this onto this. And then I can get that shit packed in there. If I can get this thing wired up, I can release what water bottle? A Stanley. What is this? Aerolite, 50 ounces. I didn't buy it. Nicole bought it. I don't drink water. She yells at me. What happened to the fire extinguisher? I lost it somewhere. I'm bad at losing water bottles because I take them places and then I forget that I took them somewhere and I never see them again. So you guys have seen me with a lot of water bottles over the time, and it's not because I just like got sick of them. I just lost them. That's it. That short enough? Let's make that shorter. Let's make this shorter. So it's full of vodka. That would not go well for me. Let's see. Josh, you had a chance to try the butane. Tool Time 808. Are you Tim by chance? If so, yes. I have a green Snap-on butane soldering iron that was sent to me, and it came in like I ended up using it. It is. Oh, good to see you here, sir. Nice to know the screen name. So yeah, when I was doing something out in one of the cars and I needed to solder, and I was just like, because while this soldering iron is amazing and I love it here, it's not exactly easily portable because it's not like a regular soldering station where it just has the thing. Like it's got a base and the unit and multiple. So I was like, oh, I've got that butane one, and it worked perfectly for what I needed. I was so stoked. So it is in the garage toolbox because I feel like that is where I will need that type of thing. So yeah, it was very handy. Needed TS100. I had the TS100 before that used the little electric, my little like 4S packs to work, and they worked pretty well. But I've had 2 or 3 of them over time, and they've all burned up on me. They lose connection with the tip. They give you the air, and that I'm just like, and I end up just pitching them. And then the price on them has kept going. I used to be able to get them for like $30. Now they were like 60, and I was like, nah, I'm good. And so, Wolfie, thanks. I'm almost done with my Rockabilly. Who's good at custom liveries? Ooh. Well, I was going to send all the panel details to Neil again, but for custom stuff, you may need somebody else, just because I don't think he has a lot of time for custom work as much these days. Gigawatt had somebody do a wrap, but I'm not sure if it was all custom or if he used like a bigger printed sheet and went from there. Squire was one of the TS100s that I had. Yeah, they had sent me one. Shrink tube. Thank you, Harold. Okay, so let's find. What could be our problem tonight is I think that my lighter is out of butane. And my heat gun is down in the garage. Surprised you don't have a Milwaukee wireless soldering iron. We do. I actually have it at work. is one of the few tools from Milwaukee that I don't love. There's not many Milwaukee tools that I've had that I'm like, I don't love that soldering iron. I feel like it's very odd looking and very odd. I don't know. I don't know why I have such a hard time but yeah. I have them at work. I don't have one personally, and after using it there, I didn't decide to want to buy one for home. Okay, tinned there. The other end is here. It's like, where did I put it? 2 inches from my face. Okay. There we go. Milwaukee has a cordless heat gun also. I love that tool. So I've got that down the garage, and oh my god, I love that Milwaukee heat gun. That is one of my favorite tools. Have you ever used the solder heat shrinks? I have some of them. I had them like in my like my trail bag repair thing, but I've never actually used one. I had it for like, quick trail repairs and whatnot. I just never ended up trying them. See if this has enough. It's low, but it's got enough. Should have ordered a thing of butane when I ordered that wire. Success. Okay. I bought all the files and fixtures to build a chassis. I got the titanium rods and still it's still fixtured up and not ticked. I came full set of the way. It sucks, man. I've heard that they have there's aircraft, they use them in some aircraft stuff and things like that. So there must be good ones. I've just never used them. I don't know. Talking shit about PBR. Go get your wife's hair dryer. That seems. You don't mess with it. Where did I put the car? Under the toolbox drawer. All right, so there's that. Now we have to play the fun little game of pack all this shit into a tiny little buggy. So I need to bust out the zip ties or the jeweler's wire. Should we use the jeweler's wire? I'm leaning towards not tonight. I got to see if this is all gonna. Let's start just pinning stuff up. Make sure it stays where it's supposed to. For now. This sumbitch can go underneath that floorboard for certain. I'll tell you what. Don't forget to pull the red wire from the ESC. Yes. Always a good reminder. I don't think I forgot to do that in quite some time, but tonight would be the night, or this week would be the week. Remember when you first started and said there'll be so much room for activities? Yeah. I mean, compared to the moon buggy, maybe there is, but in reality, these things are still tiny pains in the ass. Shove that a little some. Oh, that's like a glove. I like that. I really like that. Also, your mom's house reference, you're welcome. Technically, I think it was from Garth, aka G. All right. We can zip tie this whole bundle together. This buggy, in like comparison to how most people build a buggy, which is like pretty, keeping it high and tight, yeah, pretty, not a crazy interior. These things have such nice full interiors. That's where the space problems come in. I do it to myself, but it looks so much better than most that way. Let's see. That's the hard part about buggies. Having 10-foot of wires and 2 foot. Yeah. Sounds like a party. Okay, so now we're going to get that there. We got a route. Where am I going to shove this receiver? I'm going to bundle that with those. I can get that all together at once to keep it all intact. There we go. Okay. So that side's good. We could probably even, I don't know why we would, but I'm just going to put the driver's seat in. Make sure nothing's pinched. We are clear. We are checking. Okay. Is this screw 9 miles long, or did I miss? It's just a long screw. There we go. That'll hold a doll real well. She said you missed. All right. Oh, I already pulled the red wire out. Look at that. Pulled it out, and I looped it back, and then I heat shrinked it over top. Definitely did not remember doing that. Josh, have you ever considered putting out kits of your own cages? Builders, it would be unreasonably expensive for what I would. I cannot see that ever being something that I would be able to do in a way that I would be okay with that. All right. Now I need to do some managing in this. That area needs jeweler's wire. Let's see. Huh. I had black jeweler's wire. I don't know where it went. Oh well, we'll use some silver. How much for one of your cages? I don't think that I would. It would be more than they're worth. I'll say that. Just because of time and like if I was building it just for like with the only intention of just being for resale, it would be silly. If you ever see me doing that, know that I have come upon hard times. So Matt pays double. I didn't charge Matt. Stupid friends. Noted. Matt's not much of a builder. Getting it all. Matt just gets the practice cage. Remember, he actually got the second one of the moon buggy. I was going to give him the first one. Then I was like, I like this first one a little bit better. And of course, there goes my internet. Garbage. So mad about that. And I'm not going to get over it. Ruining my night. Okay. That. Now, that's the other thing is I don't know specifically where I'm going to put this receiver. Let's see. If you buy a case from Josh, chances that it might have some blood in it because he works late at night and doesn't sleep much. Well, there's always I mean, I can't imagine that I've ever built a custom RC at all that didn't have some blood put into it. With my eyesight these days, you were finally in focus. Oh my God. Who remembers the string with the deburring tool? Did I stream stabbing myself? Ooh. I remember when I stabbed myself the night before scale nationals in Alabama when I was building that class 1 Jeep. I absolutely should have gone to urgent care for that one. And I did not. And Nicole wasn't happy about it. So reasonably so. I understand why. Did I stab myself on a stream? Ugh. Right. Can I fit this guy down there? Oh, like a glove. What? I have some concerns about the electrical safety of some exposed pins, but Alabama here. I went to the event, but could not stay long. Didn't see you and Matt. I saw Exo. Oh, yeah, it was a good event. It sucks. We were there. There was some times we were kind of like hunkered down and stuff though, because remember it snowed on us and yeah. Super glue plus duct tape equals we're good. I prefer electrical tape. Super glue and electrical tape. I love this. Glad I wasn't the only one struggling. Oh, absolutely. This is absolutely that little like. I'm pretty sure this spot's going to work. I just need to figure out if I need to shield some pins. I mean, it fits. So I'm using a receiver that I decased. And oh man, it fits so well. Now I can't get it out. I unplugged something. What did I unplug? Did I? I could have swore I just saw that I unplugged something. Oh, yep, there it is. That is the steering servo. That needs to go in number 1. Number 1. We should test it first. Test it. Everything should be good now. I should be able to plug it in and just go. So have I bound this? I don't remember. So yeah, it says Rockabilly. Oh, I hate this part. Why are you not on? Oh. Yeah. Steering's the wrong way. No big deal. Check throttle. It goes the right way. Let's reverse our steering. Basic set. Reverse steering. Reversed. Fixed there. Ooh, let's program. All right, let's work on sub trim first for the steering. Pretty close. That'll work. What the shit? Why did it go away? Oh, I had to accept it. Press to accept. Okay, so there's that. Now, do I have auxiliary channel? We need to set our dig trim. Sounds like so. Oh, you're listening to the radio. I was wondering if you could hear the ceiling fan. If so, sorry, it was hot in here. We need to go auxiliary channel, channel 3, name. Ooh, actually, is there? What are pre-installed? I thought there was like our T case. It's a transfer. Cut gear, gearbox, high beam, low beam, light. Oh, I have light control on here. I forgot about that. Smoke, whistle. Let's see. Let's just set it to T case. That's fine. Because I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. Pretty sure that's not the lights. We'll find out in a second. And then let's assign K7 to channel 3. Oh, no, that's not how they do it in here. It is on. Been a minute now. Under basics? No. It's been a minute since I've programmed on this thing, and now I forgot. Oh, control. God, that's where it was at. Okay, there we go. Oh. There we go. Do I only have one screw in this thing? No, I got both. Let's go to our endpoints. Make sure that we're endpoint channel. There we go. Wow, that's way down. Okay. Yeah. All right. There we go. Sorry. There were so many missing screws in the jimmies. Yeah, I can see that. Josh, first drifting, now fly sky. You doing okay, bud? I know what you mean. I do not like fly sky typically. I've not liked any of their radios, but this little silly thing, for the price, I telling you, I actually like this one for the first time. That's I agree. It is out of the norm. But I said when I saw it, I was like, I looked pretty impressed. Now drifting, I'm all Futaba. 10PX, CD 700, 550 jack. More money in that stupid drift car, which is stupid. Drift cars are I'm sticking by it. I do stupid things on occasion, and drift cars are stupid. Solid. Let's see if I've got anything programmed into that old light switch thing. Let's put that on to SW4. How about that? Oh, it's slider. Nope, that is not the kind of control it wants. It wants a momentary. So it works, but not how we would want. What is SW1? Nope, that one is not ideal either. Let's use K6. So now epilepsy mode. And I do trigger. What about, does trigger work better? Yes. That's the one we wanted. Perfect. Press the smoke button. No. Looking good. Sick. Reception lost. Ant protocol. Now you can theoretically control your Ascent 18. True. Do I still have that? I wonder what I did with that. I feel like I still have it. Maybe I sold it. I don't remember. Stop pressing the epilepsy button. I'm on. VRD carbon or stance. Ooh, that's carbon is the better build but you're gonna end up more in depth into it. It doesn't come with a body, wheels, or tires, or any electronics to start with. But it's a great truck. But you have to purchase all those things, so you're gonna end up. That's what I'm thinking too. I cannot tell you how frustrating this is. It is beyond frustrating. So let me run that. The thing is that when I'm running the tests while I'm having the issue, like right now, I'm having the issue. So let me run another test through Unify. Where did the Unify app go? That is not the one. And it's gone. Damn it. So stance, if you want to just like get crawling more efficiently, cost wise, then because it still crawls fantastic. The new one's updated, got machine gears in the axles all around. Like, it's a good buy. Okay. So my concern is now I'm running a decased receiver, right? Well, that means I've got live pins exposed in places. So there's a chance that it could contact some metal. How do I want to attempt to solve that? Gamers in your neighborhood must be rage quit daily. No, well, the thing is that like I had internet not far from here recently, same feed for sure, and now Plasti Dip. That is my thought as well. That is what I already coded it with, but I have extra exposed pins. Now, I do not, the receivers are cheap enough that I absolutely do not care if, yeah. This is technically, what do they call this? Liquid tape. Not my, just go ham. Old school balloon rubber bands. I don't have any of those. I got liquid tape. Let's just do another coat on the bottom. A little extra insulation. And I don't hate the smell. It's Friday night. I'm here to party. This is not going to help my geoguessing abilities. $4,000 buggy, 30 cents worth of liquid tape. Looking pretty good. I too like to party. Josh, any tips on upgrades for the H10 optic kit? I have a pile of aluminum VP axles laying around. I'm not sure the steering setup would work. Oh, you mean if they're not aluminum H10 axles? It absolutely can. You absolutely can put like F10 axles underneath of it and switch it to a CMS. The Panhard setup is made to replace one of the bump stops. It's actually a pretty easy swap. We did it on one of the Tuesday lives, the Vanquish Tuesday lives. The smell may help. The smell may help your drifting. Tell you what, wouldn't be the only one in the drift place elevated. I mean, honestly, I don't think I've ever been to an RC event where a noticeable percentage of people weren't, which I get. A lot of fun. What are your top 5 upgrades for a Phoenix Builder's Kit? Ooh. Aluminum wheels, some weight up front. If it's a portal, get the brass knuckles. Machine gears in the transfer case. Let's see. What else would I do from there? Steel drive shafts. That's 4. That gets you pretty close, man. Probably aluminum knuckles. And that would be pretty similar on, that would also be pretty similar on the H10 stuff. Need some 1-inch each. Have some of that. Too late now. No. That stuff is fun enough. I did know that I had that. But it doesn't have, it's not the 3-to-1. Like most heat shrink that we use on most stuff is a 3-to-1 shrink rate. So that stuff is like a 2-to-1. So it just doesn't shrink down enough. So like putting it on here, it wouldn't have done it. So it's not the right stuff. Go-to winch hook. I don't winch that much unless it's during competition. I don't do a lot of competition that I need to winch as much anymore. But when I did, I used the Night Eyes, Nite. I don't remember how eyes was spelled, but it was the small little thing. It doesn't look scale, but it's easy and fast for competition. So that was the setup that I used. That is the winch hook. Did you guys remember when Matt bought the wrong size winch hook like 3 times? He's just like, they're like, I was like, he like bought like big ones. I was like, those aren't right. Then he bought the next, and I was like, those are still too big. And he's like, that's as small as I had. Usually the 2-to-1 doesn't have the glue inside. The 3-to-1 is heavy duty with glue. Ooh, I've never had the stuff with glue inside. I thought the 3-to-1 stuff is still. You can get your non-adhesive stuff. I just use a fishing hook, cut and Dremel, probably. You can't stay here. Is this dry yet? How long is it? Nope, not dry. It's got a skin to it though, so it feels like a blister. Yuck. All right. You gonna be cool? You gonna just hang out? There you go. Stay. You wish you had a balloon to put that in right now. Put a clamp on it, Phoenix. Just use it. Listen, I don't have that. Fresh out of balloons. Fresh out. You need to post the second half of the video where Chief stole the sticker. I think that's where I stopped the video because I was just holding the record button. I chased his little ass around trying to get it. God. Straight axles or portal? Depends 100% on the builds. This one is straight axle, and I really enjoy that look. I think this car on portals would also still look great, but I prefer the look of this one on straight axles. So, yeah. But we're about ready. This thing is going to be set, which is great because then I can get the video done and I can get the files released. Maybe I can get that done. Conformal coating? Yeah, that would be nice. I don't have any. I used to have a jar of the Holmes conformal coating, but I've long ran out of that and I don't have any more. What was the other one we used to use back in that day? It came in a red can. It wore off over time. I can't remember what it was called though. It was it was a spray rather than how conformal coating is. I say straight axle mainly because unless you're building a Humvee, straight axles look more realistic. It depends. If you're building hardcore buggies, then, or, off-road focused trucks like this, then portals are, if you're, looking at modern builds, portals are pretty much dominating what you see. At least on the high-end, spare no expense type builds in the full-size world. Who makes the best leaf spring kit? No such thing. how many people bought the Homes Hobby 2-in-1? A lot of a bunch. Mod Podge? No, it wasn't Mod Podge. Battery terminal spray? No, it was this little freaking, oh, it was, or not little, it was a red can. We used to, dang it. HG44 is my favorite, but would be nice to have the orange diff covers. Yeah. Wonder. I don't know what I did with my orange. I had some orange diff covers. I don't even remember what I did with them. Did I do them for? I did them for TOF, didn't I? That was what it was. Yeah. Kind of pound the Holmes Hobbies 2-in-1 is straight from China. Seems like the whole unit. So it's not the whole unit. It's but like with manufacturing of electronics, like all of that stuff. So I've got one of the early prototype versions, which is basically the same as what the produced one is, but it's got the molded cap, things like that. So he designed a board that goes on the back that is the ESC. So it's basically taking like ESC architecture that you're used to seeing and putting it into a custom board that fits onto this. And then you can build it, that he designed to be built onto the top of that 10-pole system, which is all, a custom machine case there as well. But then the magnets and the state, all that stuff inside, that's all stuff that really our only option for production right in current state is that case. But the electronics, like you come up with a design for a circuit board or an ESC like this, and then you have that produced. But like those type of machines, really, you're pretty much your only option in production in the hobby world. The prices that the hobby world will support is to have production done over there. And that's the big concern, right? Is that electronics, especially in our market, like right now, we're not going to see a replacement for that of 100%. It's just not going to happen. So you're either going to have really expensive options or nothing for probably a long time, which is a tough one. So, has anyone cut open a Fusion? I've been waiting to cut them. Yeah. I've seen a couple. Never wet. Nope. I had the Rust-Oleum Never Wet. Nope. That is absolutely true. We're not talking about politics. That is an absolute rule. Yeah. Treat your electronics right. That is true. You're gonna have a hard time. Like, there is like Castle produces electronics here in the States, which is great. And there's a couple of companies that do that, like in the hobby space, but it's kind of, they're doing pick and place, but still all of those components are not made here. It's just, they're assembled here. Do you remember back in the day, Novak they got popped big time. They had a huge lawsuit that they lost for saying made in the USA. But the problem was that they were not making the components. They were just assembling things. And that was and they ended up this might have been like early 2000s or something like that. And it was a painful blow to them. I mean, it was wild. But yeah, it's just because, and then like the magnet production and things like that, none of that's here either. So, when did the VP 24 scale Land Rover Leaper coming out? So that's what happened to Novak. It's not what did them in, but it was it didn't help. And then what actually did Novak in was the fact that they just did not want to move with the times. All the From what I was told, most all the engineering was being done by Bob Novak still, and he didn't feel like learning the new stuff. And you can't keep going like that. So, yeah. Castle's motors are made in China. They put Castle's motors are made overseas because that's basically the magnets, the whole thing, all that stuff is done over there. They did make a post about that. And Castle, their facility is in Olathe, Kansas, or Lenexa. It's one or the other. They're right next to each other. But yeah, they have a big facility. They were bought by another company maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and that company is in that area for the most part. They do a lot of electronic stuff, but again, components wise, we don't make that here. I'm a Castle fan mainly because they were the first brushless manufacturers in the hobby. I remember seeing a custom built drag car with a Castle setup. That was fun. I mean, I always loved Castle. I used more Castle than anything for a really long time. It was nice that they were in Kansas City. I could just drive down from work to Castle and like pick up something or trade something in, whatever it was, and just like walk into their office and like wait for someone to see you and be like, "Hey, can I buy a BEC?" And they're like, "Sure." So it was always fun, but it's they too have had their own struggles and the nature of things of business, really. Castle's like Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything. Josh, learning the new stuff. Novak were the first to introduce brushless. Wasn't it because Bob Novak didn't want to move to I don't remember that. I think that, or I don't remember exactly how that went. I think that a lot of their struggles were in the ESC side of things, and that was where they just continued to fall further and further behind. Like back in the day when crawling stuff, you like couldn't get a Novak system that you could run 3S on. They're like 2S only. That's all you get, and it was just like that's not enough, man. They keep the doors locked now. I had to knock a few times. Where's Charlie when we need him? Yeah, right. Charlie, I remember Charlie was with Novak for a really, really long time, till like right up until the end, and then he went to Hobbywing. I don't know how long it was till he went to Hobbywing. If it was right after or if there was a break there. Jeremiah, thank you. I remember 2 years ago I was at a hobby shop in Iowa. They had a Novak Rooster brushless system. It had a thick dust on it. Yeah, that was when the Novak Rooster brushless was out, or whatever it was. Novak Crawler brushless. It was something like that. And we're like, oh, this could be interesting. And then it just, nobody used it. People tried. They were trying. That was around the time that the low-C comp crawler came out, and people were like putting a Novak brushless in them because you needed the RPM. Those, God, I wonder how many of you had the low-C comp crawler and remembered the nightmare it was to try and get those things to perform with electronics. I have a Novak Rooster in the garage. Do you think if manufacturers offered basic RTR or RTR with top name electronics, they could boost their sales from the top tier stuff? Do I think that they could boost their sales? No, I don't. I think that people who like top end have preferences, they like the top end, they like their choice of the top end stuff. Do I think you could sell some of them? Yes. Do I think, and it's like you're saying boost sales that way, but like if you have a car, it's just this dollar, it's dollars. You're going to either put you're going to double the cost of the car by putting top tier electronics in it, because there's not that much margin in electronics. That is a tight competitive area of the market. So you're going to make things really expensive. And yeah, it's Novak Goat. That was the system. Rich showed his comp crow on the restream yesterday. Oh, Rich hated me when that thing came out. Mainly because that thing was not good. They had a machining issue when that thing was first released, and it was with the CVDs, and the cut for the pin relief went too far down and made it real thin. And I remember driving 10 feet with mine before I was able to snap both front axle shafts. Tink, tink. Like, it was bad. My SCX2 has an AE5 with a 35 turn trail breaker. What's a trail breaker? I don't remember that one. Yeah, you put reef service in everyone. That's exactly it. It's just, when you like a top level of whatever item it is, a servo, an ESC, or a motor, there's going to be people in this camp and people in this camp, and then there's also the logistics that go along with that. Now you're working with somebody else who is likely, kind of a middleman in some ways, sometimes, not always, like Hobby Wing is not, but you're working with somebody else's profit margin in your stack. So like you're adding that, it's just, there's a lot to it. And when things get that expensive, the volume isn't necessarily going to be that high. So like, you're not going to end up with these wild price breaks based on quantity. It's like, Geoguessr is moving to the members only side of the stream. Upgrade your membership today. You know what, Joseph? I think that would only make people happier. Be good. I don't have to see that side of this shit. It's an axial rebuild. Oh, I do remember when they came out with that. That's happened with Red Cat when they put the Crawl Masters in. Yeah, I mean, so Red Cat, they did the whole thing, right? They did the initial like Gen 8 fusion. So, and it was, it did pretty well, actually, I think, in overall numbers. Still kind of feels like a blister. Like you can kind of move it around. I've been watching this whole time. We're gonna do it. Don't worry. Remember the Novak Dig? Yeah, they called it the M2 Dig. Was the name of that thing? Wasn't it the Red Cat Axe Fusion? Whatever. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Same. Because in the end, it was like it still had the Red Cat name. So it's like, it was the top level, but it was still a Red Cat. It was just, yeah. So like it was a weird like dichotomy of like super expensive Red Cat. Now Red Cat, I will say, they have been working on fixing a lot of their trajectory of stuff. Where I think, Axial has been slipping on their trajectory. So at some point, those two lines may cross. That day could happen. Axial's designs have been like, there's just been a lot of stuff with it. It's just been like, oof, that if you take the last 5 years of each one and you look at the direction that they've gone. Now, do I think that the Red Cat Gen 8, Gen 9 stuff is good? Like, not really. The axles are still real bad. But a lot of the, look at the Rift. That was fun for a minute, but man, in the end, that thing turned out to not be that great. Capra also, I mean, that was 5 or 6 years ago now. It had just so many things. It just kept SCX3. Helamon's got I think more manufacturing problems, but some design stuff still is not fantastic. It's just, I don't know. There's lots of just bring the 10.2 back. Dude, I tell you what, I worked on a 10.2 not that long ago, and I was just like, oh yeah, I don't want to do this again. It was, yeah. Why the I said Guillemon, didn't I, before? Guillemon is my question. I don't think, I like the premise, the idea of it. I just think that there was stuff that execution-wise was like, nah. Yeah. You know. Can you still, it's still fun though. I still like an RC car. Dry. Bless it. Is this stuff flammable? I point a lighter at it. I feel like it needs to be good and dry before I just wedge it. That's fine. It'll be fine. Down in there. I think I added some thickness. That's good. I'm comfortable enough with that. For a minute, there's only science experiment. We're going to try the hairspray method. Put it in the HCT and try it. Thickness, exactly. Thoughts on the new Traxxas sand cart? That thing looks so freaking cool. I love it. I don't know. I think that thing is freaking awesome. I think that's what RC cars are all about, and that checks those boxes for me for sure. We're gonna working on some cable management here. We're gonna call it. Okay. Closer. Let's Geoguessr night. Yes, goddamn right. I can't get past the sticker price on the sand cart. That's it. I mean, dude, when I went and saw one in person, I get it. It makes sense to me. It's expensive. It is expensive by all means. Like, am I saying that that's a no-brainer? I think everybody should buy one. No, that is an expensive RC car, but I think it looks absolutely badass. I would love to own one and rip it around occasionally. But I mean, $1,300 goes fast in an RC car in general. You can point at most of these in this room, and there's probably that much sitting in them when you start adding up all of the things, and it's ready to run. Now you add up what it costs to put 8S batteries in them. That's going to get spicy as well. Traxxas, if you're listening, they don't send me things that aren't very specifically in my wheelhouse. The UDR is also sick but steep. The UDR is cool. I always thought the UDR was cool as well. I just never. I love trophy trucks, and I think that they did a fantastic job with that. But I've never You know, the only trophy truck that I've considered buying is the Arma Mojave, and it is a not so scale version of it. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because I don't do a lot of bashing. But when I do, I want to drive like that 12-year-old on Mountain Dew. And I don't, I'm just going to do stupid stuff. And the Mojave is like kind of a better platform for that, because it's not a solid axle scale version, which you would think that I would like more. But instead, I just want to drive like a bit of an idiot. And that is better fit for something that is not quite as compromised because of the way cooler scale details. Which does not make any sense for most of the things that I do. Like, I will compromise scale for performance in a lot of it. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Coming you like a spider monkey. Okay. Just about done. I hate that I'm becoming a bit of a Traxxas fan for all things not crawlers due to their longevity and part support. You can't hate their business model on stuff. Cross compatibility, longevity, things don't get discontinued, and part support evaporates in 6 months. Like, if you're going to spend your money, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to use it for a while. I get that. And they're at the size where they can cater to that type of situation and make it do the energy drink before energy drinks. I still love Mountain Dew. I got that bit of just Midwest. Just, if Surge was still around, I'd probably pick one up at the gas station every once in a while. It was the Jolt Cola before, of my generation. Little Rooster Booster. Oh, I do love some Rooster Booster. Origin 18, are you in Midwest? Midwest guy? Why did I use such long screws? Did you see the Serpent April Fool's release tease? No, I did not. Close enough. DFW. All right. Didn't know you had QT down there. Okay. I've seen Surge here in the mom and pop stores. What? Like bring some Surge to BTC. They still make Surge? They can't still make Surge. That shit was the color of antifreeze. All right. Some bitch. Where's the box of the rest of the parts? Oh shit. What did I do here? Why is this all cockeyed? What the? Oh no. Shift arm hits that seat. I bet those guys in the old Discord have mentioned that. I gotta put that on from the bottom side, which is damn near inaccessible. All right, I can fix it. But not right now. Now is the time. We didn't have great numbers on the stream tonight. Maybe that's because my internet has been so shit, or maybe it's because they knew that I was going to play Geoguessr. If you're not familiar, I'm not going to tell you because you'll run away. We're going full screen mode here. Oh, actually, I need to drag. How did I do this? I drug this screen up to here, and then we're going to drag a new Geoguessr. We're going to go to hold, please. This share screen. Now, adjust this so you can see a little better. Like that. There we go. What? No F1? So, I'll do the playable, play along one. We're going to do the no move. So if you're not aware what this game is, it drops you in some random place in Google Street View, somewhere in an area. You get to choose worldwide, a certain country. I just do the US. So we're going to do the no move version. And we do there's a play along where you can have this code. And if you type that in, you'll play the same maps that I am. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how Geoguessr works with how much you can play for free and whatnot. I have a paid membership to Geoguessr. I pay for this stupid game. So it's like $1 a month or $2 a month. I don't know. Something stupid, but what the hell is Geoguessr? So yeah, there you go. That is the explanation. That is that is what Geoguessr is. Can I change what my name is? I don't know where this. Do you get the change? Edit? No. Is my name just set? Weird. Didn't know that was a thing. Okay. So, what the fuck is a kilometer? I'm going to hit start here in a second. So yeah, you're basically just guessing where you are somewhere in the US. And it will tell you how close you are, and you get points based on that. You'll see. It all comes it's always Atlanta. It's always Atlanta. A lot of roads there. So here we go. All right, we got a trampoline in the front yard. That feels Midwestern, South Midwest. Hurry up! I'm delaying a poop for this. This definitely feels Elrod Road. We got green T-posts rather than square channel. That takes you to different parts of the world as well at times. This has got fluorescent yellow, green school bus signs with 2 color. That makes me think not too far south. This one, was Kurt playing ahead? Is this one Kentucky? I'm thinking. This feels... I'm going north of Nashville. I don't feel confident about this at all. Oh, look at that. It was Georgia. Yeah. That's fine. Oh God. This looks like Iowa. We got early corn early in the year. Got some sand going up there. This feels like Ohio, Indiana. I don't see red, white, and blue, so that makes me think not Ohio. King's Steel. Union Steel is south. Nothing on this that gives me much. I'm going to look at that car. Look at that. What is that, like a early 50s car that's not completely, isn't completely rusted away? So it can't be too far north, which is an odd one. Are we in like North Texas, maybe? Let's go northern Texas, Oklahoma. Peyton? The crop. It feels, I'm going to say more in the Greenbelt area. Let's go Paris, Texas. Oh, what? Damn. It was Nebraska? Norfolk? God, should have known. I don't know how that car survived. That is not Nebraska style. Ooh. Pacific Northwest? Yikes. This has been the hardest round. Every one of these has been so difficult to get any sort of context on. No flags, no sports team shit in the front yards. That's always a dead. I definitely should have gotten that. Central Valley? You think this is California? No, that looks white and blue. So I'm thinking Washington. No, there's not enough Subarus to be by Portland. There's no Subarus. Thinking Oregon maybe instead? Oregon. Let's go down by Eugene. Ooh, look at 10 miles away. That was a good one. I was within 10 miles. I'll take it. That one was tough. I'll pat myself on the back for that all day long. Gas and More. $3.19 for diesel. United Methodist. Okay, so we're in Midwest Bible Belt. These guys are having a grand old time right here. Any other context here? No parking. Ooh, safety, our number one value. shipping. So we're near. No ILA, GPA parking only. Man, this looks like, with shipping and stuff, it makes me think ports, things like that. It makes me think like Louisiana, Texas, along that. Trees don't look very Louisiana to me. Oh, what do you think that says? Oriole Motel? Did my mouse just die? You son of a. Really? Do I have any batteries in here? What do I have with double A's? Whatever. I'll be mad about that later. I'm going to get somewhere to drive that car and not have it. There we go. I'm thinking I'm going to put it down here. This looks like, I don't know. This is just giving me like Louisiana, Baton Rouge. No, Georgia. It was Georgia. It's always Georgia. It's always Georgia. God bless it. Ooh. Front yard trampolines, man. What kind of homemade camper shit is this? Private property. Oh man, we're trailer parking saw for sure. 800 numbers. Dang it. 830. I would have to Google it, which I'm not doing. City of Lulling. I've never heard of Lulling, so that will not help me. 830 does not ring a bell. But this is definitely the south-ish. Is that the shape of Texas in the letters? Like the void between the letters? Or is that just busted ass old trash cans? I think that's Methanie's house. Man, I think it's Texas somewhere. I'm never going to find where Lulling is because I imagine it's not a big place. If I'm even in the right area, it feels edge, like this area. And I mean, I could sit here all day and try and read tiny little towns, but Lindale, Shreveport. No, let's not get ridiculous, and let's just split the difference between Dallas and Houston and send it. Okay, not bad. 167 miles. That wasn't bad. Wait, no, I was here. So somebody was closer here. Not bad. That was a shit round, I will say. I was not happy with that. I got second place too. Oof. I'm gonna ban whoever was in front of me. Silver Stang. Yeah, no, I'm not happy at all with that. Not happy whatsoever. What time is it? 9:01. Let me go till 9:30. Oh, actually, let me take a quick gander at my print status. We are 18 minutes from my print being done. Excellent. Excellent news. Dead end. Must be my hometown. No. This looks like Florida. That house looks... Oh, this is definitely Florida. This looks like Stewart area, like that mid-East Coast. So let's find... Stewart is north of West Palm Beach. Where's West Palm? There's Vero, Port St. Lucie. There's Stewart. We're gonna guess Stewart on the Palm City side. Oh, other side of the coast. That wasn't that. Not a bad one. 162 miles. I'll take it. Highway 11 doesn't help us much. Got some nice cornfields here. February, March, and April. Weight limit of 10 tons for 3 months a year. What in the absolute hell would that be for? I am so intrigued as to Kansas. Dude, Phoenix. You see what that is in front of us? That's a hill. We ain't in Kansas. Look at that hill in the background. Absolutely not Kansas. Villager. That makes me think east. Anything over here giving us anything? We got some yellow on a license plate. That seems like New York or Pennsylvania. I don't know how prevalent corn crops are, but those are good sized hills in the background. So that makes me think up in that area. I'm going to say New York just based on the yellow license plate. But man, corn growing in New York, is that common? Know enough about it. We're going to say Syracuse suburbs. I'm going to Cortland. We're going to say Cortland because it sounds like cornland. No, I'm going to go further. Yeah, no, we're just going to go there. Hey, what are we at? 121 miles away. That's not bad. That's not bad. It was Pennsylvania, though. I knew it was either New York or Pennsylvania. Ooh, look at this. 206. 206. This looks southern. Could be wrong. Shag. Where your friends live. Shag. I've heard stories of old people homes. Well, this makes me think Florida even more. Mary's Towing. Jump starts, unlocks, towing. Let's see. This definitely, we're straight up in the middle of this retirement village. Ooh, pine trees though? That doesn't make me feel Florida-y. Ooh, I don't like that anymore. was feeling. Oh, look at all these pine trees. Yeah, we are not in Florida. And Bitter Lake area. Bitter Lake. I don't know. Anything here? Everett, Washington. God bless it. That where the fuck is Everett? Everett. How close can we get here? Do we have anything? No. See any? I don't see any businesses that are going to give us any info either. Okay, so we don't have anything else good to go on. We're just going to make a Everett, Pinehurst, Beverly. Yeah, for 10 more minutes, 15. Yep.
Where's the laser pointer?
Oh, I think it's in the dresser. Sorry. Cambridge. Okay, we're gonna make some sort of. It's like I want to find it, right? But I need to just make some sort of whatever. Oh God. We all kind of split it. 18 miles away. Big city. Oof. New Village. We got a barn dominium over here, man. Look at that. With an F-150 and an S and a CTS. Okay. Just on a straight dirt road. It's not red dirt, so we're not in Georgia. But man, that's some spindly. Anything up there? Any flags that are telling us? Just the American flag. I just printed Nat's driver figure for my Fordyce. Should I paint him up all denim for proper Canadian tuxedo? Okay, yeah. Let's see. How spindly these trees are. I'm gonna say man, it's so rarely a Carolina. Like new. Oh wait, what is that flag? That is I do not recognize that as a state flag. That is it South Carolina? That is a South Carolina flag? Man, that's not very okay. Let's go north side of Columbia. Let's get away from the red dirt a little bit. Darlington. Let's go Darlington. 89 miles. That's not too bad. God, this looks like every road I used to drive growing up. Just the middle of a freaking four-way. Oh, this looks so Iowa to me. County Highway X, County Highway Y. What do we got? Corner of X and F. They striped that as an actual turn lane. That seems excessive. And they actually have a curb out here. Look at that. Okay, that does not seem like an Iowa thing. I do not remember seeing them pave curbs in a four-way. I guess it is a highway, though. That does not look like. Okay, I'm gonna say Illinois, Indiana. Wisconsin. Yeah, it did not feel. Let's see. Where's well, not bad. All right, we're gonna do one more, and then I'm calling it. Okay. Not a bad round that time, but still not one of my better. And my internet's shitting the bed. Okay, one last one, and then we're out. Okay. That's an interesting building. Oof, all brick. This is definitely making me feel northeast. What kind of area are we in? This is definitely on the East Coast. This construction is 513 area code. Yeah, military. It does look like an old barracks or like. Oh, this is making me feel like. Yikes! This license plate looks like. Where's red, white, and blue again? Indiana, Ohio. 513 is Cincinnati. Okay, it feels Ohio. Is there any former installations that we can see? Like this looks. Oh, what is this? Is that just a regular international? That's just a regular airport. Was there military at all in Cincinnati? None of this looks Trenton. We're going up this way. Dent. We're going to Dent. 11 miles. Whatever. Close enough. That one wasn't bad. Wacky waving inflatable flailing arm man. Tube man. Stone Ridge. Was 75.9. Now they went 16. God damn, that's expensive. You think this is Matt's old one? This is a 4xe. Got the blue hooks. Express. Recycled water used for, okay, so they're in a water conscious area. Look at these guys. Hurricane. Seeing shit on license plates. Doesn't that look like red and blue again? Oh, look at that. Oof, this feels California. That looks very California out there. Rock stars. Yeah, exactly right. I'm saying California. Saying high desert side. You think? I guess. Okay, let's. Nah, it's not SoCal. Let's go. Let's go up here in the hills. East side of the hills. Walnut Creek area, maybe. Not real, like Livermore. Where's Livermore? It's down here. Kind of say out in Livermore. 4.8. Oh, look. This person knew exactly the dealership. They Googled it. You know damn well you Googled Stone Ridge dealership. Oof. Okay. That's making me feel away. Making me feel northwest. Towngate, Woodridge Court. Yikes. What in the world is this architecture? Being that these are all connected, I'm thinking Pacific Northwest. Or Georgia again. I'm going to be on one side of the country or the other. That's for sure. That's not good. Oof. Is that old above ground pool? Knocked over. Is that the rest of the pool on the balcony? Yikes. This is making me feel like Oregon. It's Oregon or Georgia. God damn it. This doesn't look like Georgia. There's too much space there. What's below the speed limit sign? Oh, speed limit sign, sorry. It's a neighborhood watch sign. Those are pretty common. Looks like somewhere from the first 48. Oh, man. Oof. This is not good. I'm guessing I'm going to go with my Oregon gut, and I'm going to say like Bend. Oh. No, it was freaking Georgia. God damn it. Knew it was going to be one or the other. Always Atlanta. That felt real Oregon, though. It's always Georgia. When in doubt, just guess Atlanta. Let's see. Ooh, what do we got here? Pontoon Beach. That doesn't really help because that could just still be anywhere. Man, not a lot of context here either. That is tough. I'm going to guess it looks kind of Pennsylvania, Florida, or somewhere shit to me. I don't know. This looks northeast. I don't know. Pontoon Beach in Illinois, but it's shitty. Illinois. It could be Illinois. It does look very Illinois. It's just like it's just there. Like it feels pretty Illinois. I'm gonna let's just guess. Let's guess Horizon Hobbies headquarters. Champaign, Illinois, Research Drive, which is right here. Research Road. Horizon Hobby headquarters. Let's just guess. Let's guess there. 136 miles away. It was in East St. Louis, which East St. Louis, there's a little island called, not this island. It's called, is it down here? Wait, no, it is up there. There are, isn't this? I don't remember exactly where it is. In East St. Louis, there's sometimes things to do. Not, you don't want to be there very long, though. It's like the highest murder rate in the world right over here. Or murder rate in the United States, not the world. Anyway, is that it? No, one more. Oof. Big sky country. Ooh, this is beautiful. Oh my God. Oh, this is amazing. This feels like Idaho, Montana, Idaho. It feels Montana or like Idaho to me. I'm gonna guess Idaho. We're gonna guess a little northeast of Boise. Pretty close. 152 miles away. I'll take that. I'll take that. Not bad. Okay. I'm going to go take my print off of the new printer. And oh, look, 5 minutes ago, I got a notification. So I'm going to get that done and call her good. So thanks again, everybody. Sucks that I'm still having internet issues. I was really hoping that was not the case, but it is. And I'm going to keep working on it. It's going to do it for now, though. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you on the next one.